and there's a stranger in my house. Took me time to figure out. I'm starting this so high. There's no way I could think you are. Gotta be someone else, 'cause he wouldn't touch me like that. He wouldn't treat me like you do. He would adore me. He wouldn't ignore me. I'm convinced there's a stranger in my house.
Gay.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiance.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's 90-day gay. Let's love.
Hello, everyone. If you're wondering, this is 90 Day Gays, by the way. And if you just became homosexual, you're welcome.
If you're a straight man who knows that song, you suck dick.
You need to tell something to your girlfriend.
You suck some dick in your life.
Y'all,
it's so weird.
I think that's the Thunderpuss remix.
It is a Thunderpuss remix. It's been in Poodle's head today, and it's funny because I did a Peloton ride with Cody. I love Cody, and he did. Y'all, I highly recommend his. It's his Black Diva Pride. It's gay anthems by black female artists to celebrate pride and Black
I'm glad
Lives
he's
Matter.
not appropriating that at all.
It was on Juneteenth. Well, leave it to gay men.
That is called Stranger in My House by an artist called Tamia.
Tamia, and it's actually
Not Tania, Tamia.
Tamia. It's normally a ballad.
It is.
But the Thunderpass.
The Thunderpuss remix.
Thunderpuss. Who is Thunderpuss?
That's
Who is he?
Snaggletooth's meth dealing cousin. Get in a sling, even.
Booty bump. Exit left. Wow.
Thunderpuss.
Wow. I think it's Thunderpass.
It's Thunderpuss. I'm almost certain. Uh-oh.
Hey, Siri, is it Thunderpuss or Thunderpass that did that Whitney Houston remix?
Oh, no.
Searching the iTunes
what
store
are we
for
even
Thunderpussy
talking about?
Thunderpass. I did that Whitney Houston remix.
I think it's, look up It's All Right, but it's okay. It's not right, but it's okay. Thunderpuss.
It tried to open up iTunes. Way to go.
Anyway, yo, this is 90 Day Gays, if we haven't already said that.
Thanks for fucking that up. Phone.
Anyway, this is 90 Day Gays Happily Ever After. Otherwise known as What Life's Not Right Now.
Boy, that's true.
Anyway, but we have this garbage television to take us away from all that.
We do.
I am Jake Anthony, a.k.a. Poodle.
And I'm Matt Marr, a.k.a. Maddie.
Fuckface.
It's Thunderpuss. You were correct. Thunderpuss.
I've been in a lot of gay clubs, y'all.
I'm just surprised you were... Well, that's true, yeah. Drunk, sober, fucked, not fucked. You've been in a lot of gay clubs.
Closed them down.
I mean...
Been at Rage a many a time when that's been played. Wow. When I worked at the gay bookstore, that's when I would go out every night. I probably spent like about a year of my life going out.
How much money
every
did
night
you
that I
spend
worked.
on alcohol?
They gave us free drinks a lot of times because they knew who we were. Everyone gave you, if you worked on the boulevard, they gave you drinks. That's Santa Monica Boulevard. Okay.
And would you give them like free poppers? Or stuff in the bookstore, or just fuck
none
them?
of those boys read.
Oh.
Now, we gave them discounts if they would come in to buy lube.
On lube, yeah. Yeah.
You worked on the boulevard, you get a discount.
Oh.
But for a drink, we're going to get free drinks. because a drink costs nothing for a bar.
Did you ever fuck a bartender or someone who worked at one of the places?
That's a tough question because you just cycled around from bookstore employee to skewers employee to Fiesta Cantina employee to dancer on a box at Mickey's to motherlode bartender to homeless to having a daddy to working at Scores. And then it all went around to being a bookstore employee again when you had enough money.
And the circle, it goes up and down.
The sad circle of life. But I dated some. I went out with some people who worked on the boulevard. Yeah.
Okay.
Never dated seriously. I dated guys who I met at the bars.
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember meeting people at bars?
I do.
And now you're just you guys. You walk into a gay bar, just everyone's faces are yellow because they're staring at Grindr.
It is. It's weird.
It's
like,
really uncomfortable.
Talk to people. I don't get that.
It makes it easier. I think.
I don't think it.
But it makes it easier because you see them and you can kind of get a little bit. You find a little bit about them before you go up to them.
I think, and we just don't have the research yet to prove it, but I think we're going to see that. Now, an app is different than online dating. Like,
why are you wearing blue shorts and electric blue underwear?
I have electric blue underwear.
And should they be showing through your shorts?
Well, my shorts are short. I like short shorts. It shows my legs. It's my best asset.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't have to see them.
Well, again, you've had clothes that are so old. I've seen your balls pop out of your shorts. So, I just want to say
that's fair.
Yeah. So you're fine. You're fine.
Fair. It's fair.
I do feel like I think we don't have the data for it yet, but I think we're going to see dating apps are not great for relationships.
Oh, well,
I'm not saying that.
I don't know.
I met my boyfriend.
I don't
online.
know.
So it's
and
not.
by met, what do you mean?
It's true. But I think you know what? Actually, it just depends on the app because
did you meet on a dating app?
We met. Oh no, we met on Craigslist. You know that. Yeah, we're old school. But there is some
hole looking to be filled.
Exactly.
I'm ass up.
Yep. Looking for an origin. He's the one that showed up. But there is, I don't know, like Grindr and stuff. There's something about it that just, if people don't feel like they have to work as hard to get someone.
No, that's very true. I think it's different for gay apps, though.
Yes. I think straight apps are different.
Because Grindr, even though people will say
it's Grindr,
sometimes I like network on Grindr.
Scruff is a little different because you can have a profile.
I've actually had conversations, and I have networked on Grindr. I'm not happy to say I've taught a voice lesson to someone I met on Grindr. I never saw their penis, but they asked me what I did, and they're like, "Oh, I'd love to take a voice lesson." I'm like, "This is weird."
Did you teach him anymore?
Yeah.
You still teach him?
I think I had like 4 lessons with him.
And then you wouldn't fuck him?
It kind of freaked me out because he knew all about me. Because he'd Googled me.
That's the worst thing that you could do to Jake.
He
needs to be mysterious, y'all.
I'm a big fan of not knowing who someone is before I go out with them.
Wait,
after the date.
I thought you were about to say, I'm a big fan of not knowing who someone is until they're inside me. Until after they release inside me. Until after they go,
the first thing is like, my name's Brad.
Brad. And you turn around and say, I'm Carlos.
I'm like, get out.
Get out. Colty.
Should we start the show?
Let's jump in.
Do we have announcements? We should talk about the Bi-Curious episode.
We should, yep.
You guys, we did the first Bi-Curious, which was Smothered, and you liked it so much, and everyone despises me apparently that we're doing it on the $5 level of Patreon.
And y'all are fucking living for it.
Yeah, I must say, I do not like the show. I like the podcast we're doing because we're choosing the most absurd things to talk about. And I must say, our theme song is pretty on point.
It's really wonderful. It gives that... Well, this does too, but I get a different type of joy from watching it.
And you can check out the first 2 episodes of our Smothered recaps on the free podcast. and then in the regular feed, and then you can check out all the others
On the
Gatreon at the $5 level. And
we think, by the way, y'all, because there's so much night. I know Smother comes on Sunday night. I don't think our Smother's going to go up until
Wednesday, probably
till Wednesday, just because of time.
Too much. We have
Too
shows.
much.
We have
Blame
shows
TLC.
on Sunday, Monday.
They front load it.
They front load the whole week.
Everybody knows we like a backload.
And by the end, y'all, you know what it's like when you gotten ramrodded for 3 days. It's like you
can't walk.
You show up at the spa, and you're lucky if you can open your mouth.
It's true. Lockjaw. Mm-hmm. That's what they called me in college.
Anyway. Old lockjaw.
But anyway,
hey, boys.
So there's that. And so Poodle, we are doing a Bi-Curious
We're doing a Bi-Curious episode. Another one. 2 in a month.
It's going to drop Wednesday night or Thursday.
Wednesday.
And what is it, Poodle?
It is Married at First Sight Australia.
Married in First Sight Australia.
Yeah.
Shrimping on the bobby.
Stop. Please stop.
Going down under.
Please stop.
Fancy a marriage, blokey.
I don't think blokey is a real word. But yeah, this is the outrageous Australian version of this show.
So we'll be recap. Oh, go
all
ahead.
we've just heard from everybody saying you have to do this show. Now, if we get halfway through it, I'm like, this is garbage. I'm going to be pissed.
Well, it's got anything's better than Labor of Love.
But I will say, everyone has been telling us we must watch this show because it's absolutely bananas.
So there's an episode that airs on Wednesday night. We're going to watch that Wednesday night episode
Which
and
is
record.
June 24th? Am I crazy?
It is,
June 24th.
You're crazy, but it is June 24th.
Thank you.
So anyway, y'all, we did that. We had our YouTube live today with our Gatreon tier.
It was
a lot of fun. So we got that going on, and yeah, that's about it. I think
burpy.
Not a lot of announcements.
I inhaled those chips and salsa.
We do have another announcement. We put up on and I posted it. It's on our Patreon free, but it's free and to everyone, to the public. We did a crossover with women from A Date with
Dateline.
And so we did. Now the first part is on our Patreon. The second part, and it's free. The second part is on their Patreon. I think on their $5 tier, honestly, because they're a family show and people can listen to their kids.
We had to not curse, and it was really hard.
Someone said fuck 5 times during their show.
3 times.
5. I counted. You literally
Weirdly, on our show, I didn't swear at all.
We can't ever do live TV.
We're never going to be able to do live with Kelly and Ryan.
Yeah, or if they want to do a live, like someone wants to do an Instagram
they need
live.
like a 5-second edit for me.
It's horrible.
You know what? I throw myself into things, and I am my most authentic self, and I wish I could be fake like you.
Or I wish you could acknowledge when you're in someone else's house. Yeah. Anyway, y'all.
No, but on our feed, I didn't swear at all. It was really interesting.
I know.
I got it mixed up.
It's true. We had a good time. We even talked about. They asked us because they recapped.
We talked about Drag Race.
They talked. And they talked about Dateline episodes. But they asked us on part 1. Which characters do we think would from 90 Day Fiance would be on Dateline? And it was a pretty fun conversation.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, check it out on the Patreon feed. You can go to 90daygays.patreon, even if you're not a Gatreon member, and you can listen to it for free.
I think that's it, right? Anything else we need to talk about?
I hope that's it.
I think I said on our live show today, I'm like, I like My Favorite Murder, but boy, they just never stopped talking before that murder.
And then here's us, 12 minutes in.
But I get it. I get it now. I get it why. Yeah.
We did get 2,000 Apple Podcast reviews, everybody, so thank you.
We actually talking about live shows today and how we're going to do them.
We're going to figure out. We promise you that this year we're going to give you a live show.
It may be virtual.
We don't know how.
Yeah.
It may be on an island somewhere where you're all 20 feet away from us, just throwing coconuts at Poodle for showing his ass.
And I'm going to need a private harem of island boys.
Yes. So we don't know how it's going to happen, but we're going to do something. All right.
Just me sharpening bananas. Anyway, that hurt my mouth.
That's okay.
Let's talk about the show.
Let's
move
on.
Colty
and Jess, I guess now.
Jesse.
So
last night they fucked.
Yeah, she said, so we got back to the hotel and she was totally cool and we had sex.
Now,
right before I thought about murdering him.
It's obvious they've had sex. The fact that Colt thinks he needs to say it for the camera is so disgusting.
It's very gross. It's gross.
That's why I think, I'm not saying it's like full on spectrum or full on like a tinge of Asperger's or something there.
I think it's something crazier than
something
that.
there.
I think he's
because
weird.
like communication issues don't work for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's going on there.
I think it's more of like a
personality disorder.
Yeah, I feel like either there's some narcissism or there's something going on. We haven't seen his season. We're just now jumping into that. No. Yeah, where are we?
We haven't seen.
We
his
haven't
season
seen
yet.
another season, so it gets confusing. So anyway,
anyway,
so he said. So basically, Jess says she brings up after the morning of. She says, yesterday in the car, you said your mother knows nothing about me. So yes, you talked to me about your mother.
Yeah.
Colt's like, I don't know. She's like, next month, next year, you're going to talk to her, okay? And you know what? I do love about her that she's like, she is a woo-hoo girl, and she's very sex affirmative. She's like, I want to talk to him because I want to fuck him later.
Yeah, and she
I'm
doesn't.
like, get
she
yours.
doesn't beat around the bush, or she doesn't beat around her bush.
No,
she goes right for it.
Right for it, and I love that. We need that. Women, get yours.
I will say, I like how sex positive she is. I don't think she knows who he is or understands how he works. And I don't really know
Agreed.
why they're together.
Oh, that's going to crash and burn.
And I feel like what is attractive to him about... I like that one ended with a fart.
Because that's how it crashed and burn.
I don't know what she sees in him unless it's a visa. A green card. I just don't see it. And
I kind of thought she liked him until we got to the conversation with her friends.
Oh yeah, that's where it sold me.
Because her
I was
friends
like,
became pretty awful.
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
I really feel like she has no reason to be in a relationship with him, even though because she's in a different city, unless it is to get a green card.
Yeah.
What other reason would it be?
Oh,
she's just less obvious about it than Larissa.
She seems like a nice person, and meaning that, like, so they go on this boat ride.
No, I think she's honest, and she's a nice person, but she's just this is what she wants.
Well, because she seems to care about him, because when they take this boat ride, and he says. She says, I want to know about your life. And
he's wearing the worst shoes, by the way.
He is. And he asks her, like, how many Americans have you dated? And she says 6 or 7, and she makes a joke. And
well, no, he said, how many dates have you been on?
Yes.
And then he was like, all of a sudden, he was like, what do you mean? 6 or 7 dates in 6 months? That's just That's just terrible.
And then he says, I'm jealous.
And she said, well, it's to improve my English, which is what I say.
Which
for my dating, when I say it improves my English.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like sucking dick improves my English.
It's true.
You say the alphabet with a dick in your mouth.
Wow. Wow. I'm going to have to edit that.
It improves your diction.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway.
But again, like, she is really Colt must be good in bed, because she says,
no,
what makes him different? He likes sex, and I like sex. And she says, I like, because I'm the boss in the bedroom.
I will bet you $500 that he is not good at sex. $500. I know these things.
I don't think he is either, but I'm like, what is
Maybe
her?
she just likes how she can dominate someone. I think that she's getting hers while the iron is hot. And she sees him as a mark.
I think there's a little bit of that too, actually. He ends up sharing that his ex, Larissa, was arrested 3 times for domestic violence.
Out of nowhere. That's when I was talking about the Asperger's thing.
Well, no, she actually wanted to know, because he was talking about her past, and she asked about his.
Right.
Is that when you got a drink?
You didn't need to say, well, yeah, we had a rough time. My ex was arrested for domestic violence 3 times.
Well,
It just
yeah.
came out.
It just came out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he talks a little bit about that, and then she had a great response where she said, "I'm so sorry you had to go through that," because she said
that's
he's a
how
good
you
guy.
would respond to that, guys.
I do think that like maybe if he is a mark, she's like, I agree with you. She doesn't know who he is because
She doesn't know who he is.
Oh, he's a good guy, and I'm like, I
He's
don't
not
think
a good guy.
I don't think he's a mean guy.
No.
He's
But
just not a good guy.
You know who he is? He's a typical douche in a geeky guy's costume. In a good geeky guy's costume.
Yeah, because
he's a typical douchebag you'd meet at a bar in a kind of good, well-meaning geeky guy's skin.
I agree, because the main thing that bugs me about Colt is we saw in last episode, he's coming here and he's telling you, I don't want to really be, he's acting like I don't want to be serious.
He's trying to be a sensitive guy.
But last episode he said, I'm acting like you're not really my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm acting like we're not super serious.
He's a douche.
Now I'm getting jealous of you
Right.
because you've been with
Isn't
other
that
people.
funny? Isn't that interesting?
And then later on I'm asking, well, I'm your boyfriend. Like,
I have
your
no
boundaries
sympathy.
are fucking everywhere, dude.
I have absolutely no sympathy for him or her. She's just trying to get what she wants.
I have sympathy for her because she's going to end up meeting Larissa, as we've seen in the previews. And
Wait, they're going to meet?
you didn't see that in the previews for the year?
Oh, I'm here. I'm ready
So-
for it.
So you know what? No one deserves that.
No one deserves
No
that,
one.
that Muppet face staring at you with those big eyelashes going,
Yeah.
hello, you are Jesse?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Jesse.
Yeah.
Actually, if Jesse and Larissa wanted
That
to
was
date.
confusing. Jesse. I was calling Jesse.
I know, but you said Jesse, so
Yeah.
I jumped.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry, it's like a stranger was here.
I know.
No, I'm kidding.
That's a good song. Y'all need to if you haven't downloaded Poodle's Gay Club Glitter Mix on Spotify, if you need to go out and run, you will run like you never have before.
You will, and shit glitter while
I
you do it.
was just like sprung by there was this rainbow dust floating beside me when I was crossing we're crossing the road.
Gonna find a rainbow.
Anyway, he's meeting you guys. We're gonna meet. I also had a problem with his terrible neck beard.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
Shave your neck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looked like a bad Amish beard.
Because, we're going to talk about this. So they go out with their friends. Because Colt's lazy. We're going to talk about this.
He's
but he's
very
lazy.
lazy.
He's very lazy. And he's very immature.
He also needs shorts that fit better.
Yeah. And so they go out with her friends. And
All Brazilian girls.
all Brazilian.
Not the band.
They're all au pairs. Thank y'all for coming for us, by the way, because we clearly had no idea.
I didn't know what an au pair
We
was.
did not know.
Wow, I felt stupid too.
It's okay.
I felt
you
like-
shouldn't feel stupid if you don't know things. Why have you ever had a baby? Have you ever had someone
No, that's
you need
fair.
to watch your baby?
No, I felt a little uninformed, but
That's
I
okay.
guess I know it is okay.
You know what? If you feel, but I'm glad you said, y'all. We're in a time right now where we need to be okay with being uninformed because we need to learn about other people,
Learn,
and not
y'all.
feel guilt and not feel shame that we didn't know any better.
Right.
Just know better.
Yeah. We had a big learning experience like 2 weeks ago on the podcast when I
yeah.
learned what a term meant.
Oh yeah,
And we
fixed
got
it.
we fixed it.
And we don't
Yeah.
when we don't know things, we don't know things.
Yep.
Just know better and do better, as Maya Angelou says.
When you know better, you do
Yeah,
better.
when you know better, you do better. If you don't do better, then you're an asshole.
That's the second thing she
yeah,
said.
then you're a motherfucking asshole.
Have you ever heard Drew Drogi's stories about Maya Angelou?
He said that she was horrible.
She's like she was
Did he-
literally the most self-righteous person in the world.
When did he work with her?
He took class with her at North Carolina School for the Arts.
Oh, he did.
Drew Drogi, you guys,
He's
a
very funny
comedian
comedian.
that we know here who does Chloe on the internet.
Oh, he does Chloe Sevigny. It's really funny.
And he has a great story about taking class with Maya Angelou and how she's the most self-righteous person in the world, which you could kind of imagine.
You can kind of imagine.
Never meet your heroes, y'all.
Yeah, don't meet your heroes.
So anyway,
Sorry, Poodle ruined my Angelou for people. But you know what? He did.
I'm a ruiner, y'all. As I said, I'm going to come for everything you love. So just get used to it.
Y'all.
Because this is a step. Listen. This is a step knowing that no one is spotless. And never meet your heroes. Know that everything has flaws. And I'm here to ruin it all for you.
Poodle.
You're welcome.
Poodle would be that disciple. So, Matthew, Jesus looks fat, right?
No, I mean, like,
did you see the way he talked to you? Like, can you believe
no one
Jesus
thinks
talked
he's
to
the
you
son
like
of God, right?
that would y'all are just here for like because Mary Magdalene's fun, right?
What are we all doing after this?
You know what?
I mean, like, after he's dead, y'all.
No.
What are we all doing?
Are we really?
Let's be
gonna move
honest.
The Rock, because I don't do CrossFit.
I mean, there's got to be like a multi-level marketing thing we can do after this.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought that. We probably just lost like 400 listeners. They were just like, I'm out.
They're like, I can take the dick jokes. Don't come for Christ.
Don't come for
Or
Christ.
the disciples.
Sorry, y'all. Come at us if you want, but it
Again,
won't
y'all,
change us.
I'm here to ruin everything for
We
you.
can't apologize for that. It's just funny.
That's what I was put. Y'all, gay men are put here to ruin things for you. We're here to break. Like Daenerys said, we're not here to what was it? Polish the wheel or to reinvent the wheel. We're here to break the wheel.
Bitch did.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch did.
Anyway, I'm here to break the wheel anyway.
So anyway, they're with
Where
his
are we?
friends, and they're asking him if he has roommates. They're kind of judging him that he lives with his mother
Yeah.
and that he's 31 or whatever. And then, like, he talked a little bit about having dated a Brazilian girl before.
They're like, oh,
And then, like, they were going like, okay, well, you know, they seem kind of nice. And then suddenly, Jess brings up, she starts speaking in Portuguese, and Colt's just sitting there. But then all of a sudden, he hears the word Vanessa. And he's like, what do you mean, Vanessa? And Vanessa is his friend at the gym. And all of them, literally, it's like those Jurassic Park. We've talked about this before. They're like, sweet dinosaur. And then their sides flare out and they spit shit on you.
they turn into velociraptors.
And then your face has acid on it and you're just sitting there in your mismatched shorts going, I just want to fuck.
Girls will come for you as soon as you pick on one of their own.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They will, no mercy.
No
mercy at all.
If a woman feels like you have wronged one of her girlfriends,
I know.
Even if you were,
It's terrifying.
even if she is wrong, she will cut you.
It's so weird because the parallel
Gay men
doesn't
don't do that.
The parallel doesn't work for gay men, nor does it work for straight men.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Like, literally, I've had someone come for me and Jake stand up and say, I'm going to leave.
I'm like, yeah, you tell her. You tell her. You tell that bitch.
I'm going to refresh my drink.
I'll jump in there with you.
Can you video this for me for later? I just want to watch it
I'll
to
jump in and
masturbate
she's
to.
like, isn't that ridiculous? She's terrible.
That's Poodle. Y'all, by the way, somebody asked today, where is that animated short of Poodle?
Little Poodle.
Little Poodle. If you're an animator, come at us.
Yes, I've got ideas.
They might not be kid friendly.
You need to take all of my ideas and make them into something. That's all I got to say.
And you can do it. You know, he'll pay you in.
How's your animating for sucking dick?
Wow.
Maybe not good for a children's show.
Maybe not. Maybe
Anyway,
not.
so yeah, they
Anyway,
freak,
yeah,
they
they're
freak out
like-
about Vanessa.
They're like. Then they talk about we should go out tonight and have fun, and Colt doesn't want to do it. And then Jess starts complaining that Colt acts like an old man because he just plays video games, he just watches movies. But
I don't think he's that much older than she
No,
is. He's
but
like 34.
Colt is
He's 34.
I mean, he's kind of too old to go clubbing till 4 a.m.
Yeah,
And I get it, y'all. I don't want to do that either.
and also, can you imagine them dragging pear-shaped Colt
No.
into clubs
Can you
with shorts and those shoes?
I mean, really, after you get the age of like 32, 33.
I mean, you can go to the club, but it doesn't hold the same magic. I think it's very different it's not true because when you go to Europe or see other Latin
They
American
party
countries,
way longer.
everyone goes out.
At every age,
Yeah.
right? So that's maybe why they don't understand that.
Yeah.
Maybe in Brazil they go
And
out.
strangely enough, in Germany and Austria, they do that too.
So basically, Americans get old
Americans get old and then want to
and
stay
just do
home.
nothing. Yeah. Okay.
Probably American and Canadians.
Maybe Canadians.
Although I've seen When I've been to Vancouver, I've seen some older people out.
Come at us if you're from Brazil and let us know. Is clubbing part of everyone's age culture? We're interested in that.
Anyway, so they
they're playing.
So
There's a stranger in my house at the club. Sorry. Okay, we're done. 3 times.
there's a stranger in my housey.
I'll see.
Anyway, so he's basically making her choose. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because he's like, well, we're a couple, and I came here. It's my last night with her. And
in
then
a really demanding way that triggered me.
See, I didn't think it was a little demanding, but I don't think Colt was trying to control her.
No, I think
He was just saying,
I think that's
hey,
a trigger for her, but
Yeah,
it triggered me because I don't like to be controlled. As Miley Cyrus says, I can't be tamed either.
But so for somebody looking at this from a rational perspective, a.k.a. not wild and
Thank
free
you.
poodle.
Thank you. Thank you for making me feel like a hysterical woman, by
You're
the way.
welcome. Poodle.
You just referred to me as hysterical. This is the same thing. Yo, women, I understand this. I know that I'm not a woman, by the way, but
I have to convince him sometimes.
I have been called hysterical before.
As he drinks her vodka.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Colt's just kind of saying, hey, I wanted to go to have dinner, go home, and of course, and have the sex, all the sex. So that's creepy as fuck.
We're going to go have the sex, right?
But one of her friends says, out of the blue, so now you won't tell your mother about her and you're a couple? And that
And you're like,
just,
"Gung."
that just set them off.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the friends were there for a fight, y'all. And I was kind of okay with it.
I
but,
hope they come to the wedding.
my favorite thing was, well, I don't think I just got the final friend stamp of approval from her friends.
Yeah, no shit.
Again, y'all, something's wrong with him. Like either he's unempathetic or he
I think
can't sense what people are. That's what I'm saying. There's
I don't
some
know.
kind of disconnect going on between his emotions and perceptions.
I'll be interested to see him in his season with Larissa because I think what it is there is his affect is so flat.
It is. It's very flat.
And non-emotional that if you are an emotional person,
It'll
like Larissa,
make you furious.
it makes you feel like he doesn't care.
I agree with that.
And maybe that's a cultural thing too. I don't know what Brazil is. I have a best friend from Colombia, and his husband is more flat, and it drives him crazy because he realized they worked it out with like talking and communication that's just not his style of communicating, of yelling and screaming and throwing things like my friend does. He doesn't do that anymore.
You have a flat affect with me sometimes, and it drives me fucking up the wall.
I have to have a flat act with you because you're hysterical.
See, y'all?
So I have to balance that.
This is what happens.
Have to balance that out because if you give in to your hystericalness, it makes you spin.
If you just would validate me, that's all I'm asking
I do
for.
validate you.
All right.
You validate. Oh, you don't.
I do. How dare you?
You know what I realized?
I say that all the time. You're right.
I fixed your.
That actually felt foreign coming out of my mouth. So I know I don't say that. Now that I said it out loud,
You just read yourself.
I know I don't say it. Like, you know how you say, you know how you say a phrase and like, did I just speak like Icelandic? I'm like, you're rah. Yeah, my tongue went, what's just happened?
Oh, that's funny.
Where were we?
Where were we?
So
I think they're done with. I mean, they ride on the car ride home, and she actually is kind of
she's like, I don't want you to control me, blah, blah, blah.
And he's like, I'm not. I just want to talk. And they talk a little bit. And then she actually says, I hear you. And I try.
Right.
And she says, but I don't want to talk about it anymore. So I actually thought she laid down a good boundary.
She did.
Of,
and
I heard you. I just want time to myself. But Colt is like.
He wants to control the conversation.
This is where the weird controlling shit comes in.
And he's like, she wants everything her way.
No,
and I don't,
you
now,
do because you fucked her and then acted like she wasn't your girlfriend.
The only thing on his side is it's his last night there. And I understand that it could be that's the night they spend together.
Wait a minute. Think about it. Poodle 1.0 when you were like
Okay.
26.
Yeah.
Guy comes to town.
That's
to,
like
to
Poodle
see.
1.0 is like 21.
Okay. Poodle 1.0.
1.8.
1.8.
Yeah.
A guy comes to see you. You spend time with him for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
The last night of town, he's in town. What do you do to make him feel like you don't need him and you want to make him jealous? Do you go? Do you have dinner with him and then go home and have sex with him?
Here's what you do. Here's what I would do in 2002. I would go to a Third Eye Blind concert with my friends, and then I would say I'm gonna come home, and then I would say it won't be that long. We can still like fuck. And then it would be like 12:30. Oh, I'm still waiting for a cab because we had cabs back then. And oh my God, like Rafe lost his wallet, so we have to go back. So then I would get in at 2, and I'd be drunk, and I'd still want to fuck, and then he'd probably have a problem with me. But that was not my issue. I still got in late. They fucked me. We were fine.
Okay. So did you think Jess is doing this to, like, in a way making him jealous? That
No.
she doesn't need him?
No, I think she's choosing. Again, she sees him as a mark. She's being
okay.
a smart girl.
Okay.
I see Colty, and I see fresh meat.
No, I agree.
He's easily workable. He is easily swayed by the poontang.
Okay.
He'll do anything for pussy.
All right, I get it.
I just
agree.
said pussy.
Pussy. I think we all agree we're glad we didn't date Poodle at 26.
I was amazing.
I think we're all glad for that.
You know what? The people who did date me at that still want me.
Probably because they're either addicted to drugs or sex addicts.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you there. There's one of them who's married who still talks to me on Facebook.
Married to a man or a woman?
Man.
Well, at least it came out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about someone who even one-ups Poodle, and that's Larissa.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm sorry, were you done with Colty?
No, it's fine. No, I was done.
Y'all, she's taking pole dancer classes because someone's found their brand.
I think their strippers are the most beautiful women. And, I know I look like a Muppet with my latest brow lift. Her eyelashes are so heavy.
They are.
Sometimes she just can't open one eye.
I think she's had too much Botox.
And one eye just can't even open. She's
Sometimes
like,
too much Botox makes your eyes saggy.
And it's just like she can't even open that one eye. It's like it's like one eye takes a nap.
Money. What?
That's Larissa's eye.
That's Larissa's eye. She always feels sexy when she takes photos, but otherwise she's a conservative Catholic girl.
I'm a conservative Catholic girl. I was raised Catholica.
And then, which y'all might not think this, ladies that are straight, I'm going to say this to you because I don't think a lot of people, this is a learning moment as well. Then Larissa goes into this, maybe I should just be a lesbian.
Maybe I should be lesbian-y.
Y'all don't say that. Because you know why? People that are lesbian or bisexual, whatever, they're
like,
through a big coming out process.
And I kind of knew I was a lesbian my whole life, and it took me a long time to
me a
figure
long
that
time to
out.
say it.
And you saying maybe I'm a lesbian?
Maybe I should just switch.
And we're not saying
we're not mad about it. We're just telling y'all.
We're not
that's
saying
just
Larissa isn't bi or anything.
And she might even be super gay friendly.
And when she says maybe I should be a lesbian, it's pretty awful.
Insulting.
Yeah,
to lesbians. So don't do that, y'all.
Mm-hmm. So then her friend who's teaching the pole dancing class, I've a hard time saying this
By the way,
without laughing.
that pole dancing teacher's body was
it was amazing. Yeah. And she's like, so I have a friend of a friend.
Hannah. Her friend Hannah. It's that she's taking the class with.
And like, Marissa puts on her Muppet face and kind of looks back like this and goes,
She's like,
really?
she's like, it would be a blind date. So blind date means going out.
I don't care if he's blindy.
Yeah, I don't care if he's blind. So she's not used to that. And then we're not going to do full on 90 Days Theater, but I do. If Poodle wants to just reclaim your Poodle 1.0 and be Larissa right now, and I'm just going to be her friend as she describes the guy she's going out on a date with.
Okay.
She says, so he's a guy.
I like that.
So he, he has his own business.
Oh, sign me up.
He has actually multiple businesses.
Oh, where is he? I want him now.
He's not hot at all, and you probably don't want to have sex with him, but he has multiple businesses.
That sounds good. I like them smart. I like them smarty.
Mm-hmm.
And I like a geeky. I don't need like Colty. I don't need that kind.
Okay. He looks just like him, but he's an American and has multiple businesses.
Sign me up.
Yeah, so we can tell what Ann Seenish, we can tell what she wants. Y'all, when
she's such a terrible person.
She's a horrible person.
I know there are people who stan her, and I don't get it.
But whenever she said multiple businesses, her face lit up, and that's hard to say because her face doesn't move.
Her face barely moves.
But like
one eyelash, that one eyelash that has been down the whole time went.
Isn't it? I'm awake. Businesses.
Yeah.
Businesses.
That Janice Muppet eyelash went. Woo! Yeah, she tried.
Woo!
That's all I've got for her. Should we? Should we take a little commercial break?
Oh, we should, y'all. Refresh your drinks, and we'll be right back.
Hey, friend. This is my first time appearing on Happily Ever After, and it is so good to see everybody. I hope you are as impressed as I am with the TLC entourage. They are paying me approximately $80 an episode, and I'm doing my best to support my wife, Greenie. And so we gotta weigh this suitcase here, and we're gonna stand on this scale, which is Portuguese, so it's not really doing well.
Too heavy.
Okay. This is Paul and Carini.
Yeah.
Carini's English, y'all, they can now fight in English, so I'm worried.
Someone actually got an education, and I bet you Paul's been living in Manaus
we're in Manaus, not Tommy Jeans.
For however long.
Like a year.
How much do you want to bet his Portuguese is shit?
Nil.
0.
I can speak Spanish. That's about it. I learned on Sesame Street. My mother would set me in front of the television when I was pissing off father.
I somehow weirdly was attracted to Bert and Ernie, but then I pushed those feelings down.
So this is the first, and we were talking about this before. I have a weird soft spot for Paul and Carini now, and I hate that about myself because I really feel like they love each other in a fucked up way. And I'm really disturbed by it because I also hate both of them, and I don't know how I mesh those feelings. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they really love each other.
I think give it time, and by the end of the season, you're going to be sick of them again. That's usually
probably
what happens for you.
Yeah,
it fades.
I'm quite fickle.
That is true. I think they love each other as well, and something I wish. I'm just going to talk about it at the front up because we're going to talk a lot about it.
We do meet Pierre, the son.
That
the
baby is beautiful.
It's a cute baby.
Cute baby. Y'all, they are going to...
Not like Lauren and Alexi's baby.
By the way, one of our sissies fucking read us and said, when I was growing up, people talking about a not attractive baby in public, that was called home talk. And I was like...
Well, bitch, this is homo talk.
It's actually
so get ready.
It's actually one of our moderators.
You know what?
Andrea,
honestly,
she read us, and I was like,
if Mother Poodle heard me talking about someone's ugly baby,
my mother would flip out.
The thing about it is, I was raised with home talk too, and I told home talk to fuck off a long time ago. So y'all are my home talk.
What would Mother Poodle say to you?
She would say, "How dare you? What do you think about? I raised you better than that. She'd put it on her.
I guess this is did I do a bad job?
Yeah.
Did I say
Well, I
this?
guess I was a horrible mother. My mother has that chestnut stored away.
How often has she said that? If she says horrible mother, does that mean it's bad?
If I critiqued something or said, well, I didn't really feel like that, she's like, well, I guess I was a horrible mother. I'm sorry. You boys had to grow up with me. What a terrible experience for everybody. She threw that card out and at any time she ever felt underappreciated.
You really need to get a 90-day fiance and then bring them home to meet your mother. Y'all would be... You would leave me in this podcast in the dust because you would get so famous. You would be like Darcy level famous. You and your mother doing road shows.
I had a dream last night that we were doing a live show and we did a video. And you guys, we all know this person. It's my mother, Mother Poodle. And I'm talking like Oprah for some reason. And she came on the screen. Everyone lost her mind. And my mother was like, what are y'all all laughing at? Are people laughing at me? I'm like, no, Mom, they want to see you. She's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. If you were known, I probably look awful. And then I started telling the story of the cherry pie. And she was like, it did not happen that way. And she basically lied to everyone and told them my story did not happen the way I did. Yeah. That's what I dreamed that about my mother.
Somebody's cooking something. It smells like smoke.
Oh, God. Who even knows on this street?
It's true. So, Paul and Karini, something I'm just going to say. I do think they love each other. However, something that I get a little kind of bothered by is, and maybe they just cut it out in the editing. They're gonna move to the U.S.
Yeah.
We don't see any of this like.
We've hit really a roadblock with our finances.
But I know it's probably all money, but there seems to be a little bit. If Paul's just like. Everything's going to be better because we're moving to America. It's the greatest country.
White savior.
So much. It's this white savior shit.
Who knew Paul was a big Ed in disguise?
And that bugs. I don't think he's as bad as Ed. I actually think he really loves Karini, and I actually think he is trying to be a good father.
And he's coming from a male white privilege kind of thing.
I just wish he would acknowledge that even though this country might seem shitty to me, this is her home country, and I hope we see that next episode of him saying this is really hard for her. Well, because we didn't get that.
He's always thought Brazil was just some kind of heathen land.
I don't care.
He was there.
I don't care if a country is a shithole, if it is or isn't. That's where your significant other is from. You need to honor. I agree. If shit's all you've known, that's all you've known.
And I think too, he has
like
this
a top. You know those guys who just top forever and they're like, I would never bottom, ever.
And I'm like, so have you ever bottomed? And they're like, never.
Never.
I'm like, I throw them on their back. I'm like, watch it, bitch.
So you don't do that. You don't ever do that.
I have before.
The only time you topped to one guy is that
is not true.
Fell over, landed on his back, you slipped on lube, and your penis fell in him. Whoop. And you were like, yeah. Well, that happened. So anyway,
I'm versatile.
But you do know those guys who say they're just and then they get fucked for the first time, and they're like,
oh my God,
they're literally like this. That's so true. They're like, no, I'm just a top. And then they get fucked, and they're like, that was amazing.
They become girls.
That was great. That was so, I don't have to do anything. I just lay there. Oh my God, that blew my mind.
Oh, sex is good, y'all.
Sex is good. We've got some sissies out there with some straight men that your wives want to peg you, and Google that. But you know what? Straight sissies.
Didn't you have to find out what that was?
I did. But straight sissies, if you've never been pegged before, or even just kind of a finger in your butthole while your wife's blowing you, let her do it.
You should ask for it.
Try it.
Yeah, we're sex positive here. If you're thinking that's not for me, that's fine too.
But how do you know if you don't know?
Don't say out of an impulse of fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. It doesn't make you less of a man if you take it in the ass.
Carl, tonight I'm going to peg you. Is that okay?
All right, darling. Oh,
Poor Carl.
poor Carl. Anyway, Paul and Karini. So they've been married now for 2 years.
Feels longer.
So yeah, they're leaving town because Paul's fucking broke.
And I like
Can't
how
work in Brazil.
Karini says, to quote, he's a good person and a good husband sometimes. But he is a good father, which is...
She said, I like that about him. He's a good
which
father.
is kind of the most redeeming thing about Paul. But he's going to be a crazy father who's going to be afraid that his son's going to die at any moment.
I think I do see
Unfortunately.
this in Paul that he'll. So it doesn't seem like Paul's father has been very hands-on with Paul.
Yeah, no shit. The fact that we have never seen him, we just talk about father.
I think, and I hope Paul. I think he's going to be the opposite, where he didn't get that kind of like love for his dad. So he wants to be. He wants to be the anti-father of what his dad was, which I think could be a good thing. Because really, he was raised by his mother. You can tell anyway.
Yeah, and I think you guys...
So he's like her.
Fatherhood has not changed Paul completely for the better. He seems to be a little bit better. He's still fucking crazy.
Give him time. Give him time.
Don't worry. Paul's still going to run. Paul's still going to spiral.
As soon as we get into America, he's getting out of that car. We're already seeing the previews.
You're still going to be able to see Paul's head spin around like C-3PO.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because that's my favorite Paul.
Yeah,
when he spirals.
That's everybody's Paul. So he sponsored her on her visa. She I think he even said she has a green card. Like as soon as she lands.
Yeah, she has a green card.
She's like, they finally got their shit together.
Yeah.
Y'all, all those cameos that you bought for Paul and Karina paid for that. Good for you.
They paid for you to pay another bulletproof baby vest for Pierre.
They sure did.
I will say, I liked it when Karina basically said, we go to America, be great. Then I get tired and me and the baby move back here.
If you fuck it up and don't get a job.
And Paul's like,
but friend, but work.
So,
Karina, don't worry. I have been to Best Buy. Paul can get a job. I have been. Paul is that Best Buy guy.
He is. And you know what? He's the only one helping anyone.
He's one.
But he doesn't know anything.
You know what? We're going to do an impromptu 90-day theater.
He can show you where the headphones are.
I'm going to be just a random customer at Best Buy, and Poodle's going to be Paul.
Sure. This is an improv.
And interior of a Best Buy that smells kind of like old athletic socks, and the vacuum needs to be, the carpet needs to be vacuumed.
Yeah, they all do.
And scene. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm looking for. I need to get
hello, friend.
I need to get a camera.
A camera. What kind do you want? Nikon, Minolta. You want one digital? You want one digital camera?
Is that the best?
You going outside the U.S.?
Was it planned? Oh wait, no. I need a camcorder. That's what I mean. A camera.
Oh, friend,
like a video.
I think I need to talk to someone who knows more about that. You know what? I can handle it. Hold on. What kind of? Hold on. I need to go talk to my supervisor. Hold on. Someone's talking to me on my phone. Oh, it's Karini. All right, that's just my wife. You don't need to hear about that. So
I just want a camera.
What do you need your camera to do?
I just wanted to take video of my family.
What kind of video?
Video, family video.
We're talking about standard definition. Are we talking about high definition? We're talking about.
I just
talking about 16 karat definition.
What's 16 karat? I don't know.
I don't know. That's what they told me that in the job.
I just want the video. I just want to get video to put on
sir,
Facebook.
I just need to tell you. I need to walk away for a second. Hold on. Runs away.
And he never comes back. And scene.
That's exactly how that went.
You know what, Poodle?
I feel like I know Paul.
Oh, you drop into
like
him.
I know him.
Drop into Paul.
Paul's anxiety for me, y'all, is easy to find.
Alyssa,
I just give in to everything.
Paul photoshopped on a Best Buy employee. I would appreciate that. Anyway.
You know what? He really would work at Best Buy, and his lips would still be dry.
Very, very.
Oh, God, he would. He would tell people about the best, video head cleaner to buy.
Oh, yeah, he would. Oh, yeah, he would.
God. I hate him, and yet strangely, I'm interested in them.
I know, agree.
Anyway, so
Paul even says, I thought she'd be more excited about life in America.
no, because she's going to leave her whole
she's never
family.
been there.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
And I think Paul believes that, and a lot of Americans say, we have been brainwashed that this is the best country in the world. And you can find any opportunities. And not that it's
dogging
not.
on. I'm very proud to be.
But I'm
from
saying
the
not
US.
that it's not, but no one else thinks that.
No, but I just want to specify. Even when you came back from China, you were like, "Oh my God, I feel so lucky to be an American.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful to be a citizen of this country." But if someone doesn't know,
but have some perspective.
what gives us the right to say, "Well, mine is better than yours," and you've never been here?
People do want to come to America because they hear the idea, but some people just want to, like. Evelyn doesn't want to come to America.
No.
She's a bitch, though.
She's a bitch and has a bar. She's a bitch and has a bar.
I completely get her, though.
She knows she couldn't have a bar in America right now.
No.
But yeah, a lot of our Canadian sissies are looking at America right now going, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. They're like, what is that crazy person doing? What is that meth house downstairs from us doing?
Those Americans are crazy.
The police need to come to that meth house.
Yeah. They're like, take care of your business. With their hot president. God, he's cute.
Ugh.
Ooh.
He hasn't had his haircut either.
Politics aside, I don't care what you
hot as
think.
fuck.
Ooh.
Anyway, so Paul talks to Mother Paul.
They had a conversation.
They had
he Skypes her.
This is a different Mother Paul than we've seen in the other way, because her hair isn't plastered to her face from sweat.
No, it almost looks like a good wig. Uh-oh, someone had tacos and he's shaking
Sorry,
it off.
I'm burping.
Wow.
Maybe you not call me out on the podcast about it.
Sometimes we shake it off.
Anyway,
y'all, I know that we just did one, but we're doing another 90 Days Theater.
Here
because
we
this
go.
one we talked about doing.
Jesus.
All right, so imagine. Hold on, let me just hold on real quick.
Are you getting all the?
Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, fuck you. I don't want to get all. Hold on.
What are you looking at your phone for?
I just like to do things because if you're gonna do it.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Mother.
Oh, hi, Polly. Hi, Polly. Hi, baby.
That's a really good Mother Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Mother friend.
How you doing?
So you get ready to see us? I'm very excited to see you, friend.
I'm so excited to see you too. Where are you going to stay, baby? Paul, where are you going to stay?
We're going to stay with you and Father.
You're not staying with us. Our house is too small. And if you stayed, you wouldn't leave.
I've been living in a 10-foot by 10-foot room.
Well, that must be nice. Must be nice because I've been living with your father and I've had to cook 4 meals for him a day. Yes, the 4th one because he keeps making me to. Now, no, you're going to live somewhere else. You're going to go out and do what you need to do. It's time to grow a backbone, son.
But I'm going to try to get a job. I'm going to try my best.
Well, you should have planned this before, Paul. Why
yeah,
you
you're
doing
right.
this?
You're right.
I'm going to buy you. I'm going to buy
spiral.
I'm going to buy you a hotel and you can stay there for a couple of days.
Hotel? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hotel, friend? Do you know what those sheets are like? Do you know, friend?
Paul?
Do you know what toilet?
Paul?
Do you know what the toilets are like there? Do you know what toilets
Paul?
are like at a hotel?
Snap out of it, Paul!
And scene.
Y'all, Mother Mary has her inner voice that we don't hear a lot. But inside, she just wants to hulk out and be like,
God damn it, someone listen to me!
Yeah. Can you imagine how frustrating Paul was growing up, even though that's her favorite child?
Because you said, God, she really laid into him. Because she literally said at the end of the call, well, Paul, if you just would have gotten your life
If you
together.
just would have gotten your life together, Paul.
And he was like, wow, that's vicious. And I said, is it though? Because she's dealt
She's
with
so tired of his shit.
A lifetime of this, she's done.
Because to be honest, you guys, he started being a loser probably at like 14 or 15. He started like setting fires in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he's
doing
30.
a paper route and not delivering all the papers. Like there's just a pile of them behind his shed, and he's just jacking off to a lost penthouse.
I just need a moment.
Can't deliver a paper.
Run. If you haven't seen that supercut of Paul running that we put on that some sissies have put on Sissy Squad, if you're having a bad day, it will completely change it.
It helps. Anyway.
Also, the song that's in my head when I orgasm.
Yes, just saying. Just say no. What's sad is it's been so long when you do have sex again, that song will actually be in your head when you orgasm.
Probably.
So, y'all, the bags are packed. They're getting ready to leave at the airport. Karini goes and says goodbye to her mom. Bless
Which is
her
kind
mom.
of sad. Mama Karini, I always felt sorry for.
She's like, I'm worried about the language.
Even though Karini's doing a lot better.
She's doing a lot better. She said, I'm sad because I love you too. And here's my question. She meant Karini and the baby, right? Not Paul.
I think she had to say that. I know she did say, I love you too.
And she doesn't know if she's ever coming back.
Yeah, I think they're going to be back soon.
Yeah, Karini says, Paul promised not to fight there. Karini. Karini.
Well, neither one of these people have ever really lived. Karini was babied by her parents. Paul obviously was babied.
I don't think so by his dad, but I think his mother felt so bad that that she overcompensated.
Yeah. That's all we got about that brain trust.
Then the mother ends it with, I just hope if he doesn't want her anymore, he sends my daughter back to me.
He sends my daughter back to me.
Wow.
Not without my daughter, starring Sally Field.
Starring Karini's mom. I don't know her name.
Karini's mom, who got new red glasses.
She did. Anyway, y'all.
Shall we move on to Asuelu and Kalani?
Asuelu and Kalani.
Why does this story make me so sad? I'm wanting to just say sad like a Valley girl.
Again, speaking of affect, Kalani's kind of flat affect. Like you don't.
So is Asuelu, but I think that's
not
a different.
Kalani. I'm sorry, Asuelu. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just like, it's like there's not electricity behind his eyes.
And I don't know. Like some of our sissies came at us and said, if you watch the season, you'll start to see it too. It's not. He's just not. There's not something firing.
Yeah.
And I think she's in love with that because it's the same kind of thing that people love about attractive. Well, he was attractive in her season. Now he's got a little more weight on him, and he's kind of like looks kind of goofy. But there's something about him that kind of lovable guy who's a little dim. Maybe something going on there.
I think he makes her laugh.
I agree,
and I think there's a lot to that. But there's a problem sometimes when I feel like that happens, especially to straight women a lot. They meet a guy.
Jihoon and Devin are a similar idea.
Yes, they meet a guy who makes them laugh, but then it's Peter Pan syndrome.
Yep.
And they don't grow up. But there's a difference in guys like on Southern Charm, like Shep, and them that don't want to grow up.
But Shep is very intelligent.
But they don't want to grow up.
Agreed.
There's a difference between that
Asuelu
and then
can't.
Jihoon and Asuelu, who actually don't have the emotional maturity to grow up. It's very concerning.
Yeah.
Because I don't think...
You're right.
I don't think it's ever
he
going to
has
happen.
the tools to grow up.
And I don't think he ever will.
Yeah. Although, at the same time, Kalani's making a lot of demands on him that I don't think he'll ever be able to...
But think about from a quote-unquote traditional perspective of demands, these are not...
They're not Samoan demands.
They're not hard demands.
They're not. I agree.
I won't grow up.
Ba-na-ba-na-ba-na-bum. I just want to play volleyball.
Yeah.
I don't want to raise the kids.
No.
You can do it if you want.
So he's playing volleyball.
That's the sad version of that song.
That is. So he's playing volleyball with all of his friends. And he says, which again, with what we're saying, he says, it's too important to stop playing because this is with the Samoan League.
Yeah.
So these people remind me of home and he's homesick. He is the child that is taken away from his home and just wants to go back home. The kid at summer camp who realizes he doesn't want to be there. But this is not summer camp. This is real life, and you have 2 babies. Sorry, that just got real.
No, this is why this storyline doesn't make me comfortable at all.
I just
have
don't
a
think
hard
it's going
time
to end well for
laughing at
Kalani.
it.
Yeah, I don't
have
laugh at
a hard time watching it.
It's sad.
And I know people liked their first season. I have a really hard time watching it.
Also, it would help maybe if Kalani was like a horrible person. But she's not. She seems like a nice, decent person.
To me, she seems very put out with him consistently, and she shows that.
But she is at this point.
Yeah.
But also, too, I just want to make one more thing. She is, okay, Tiffany is dealing with Ronald being a child.
Ugh.
Ronald's, he's an addict, and he's dealing with addiction, and she's working with that.
Completely different story, though.
But what I was going to say, the difference is that it makes sense to her. It does and it doesn't. It makes sense. Tiffany can see why he keeps fucking up because he's dealing with addiction. He's dealing with this. For Kalani, I think she's thinking like as an adult, and she's thinking, but why doesn't he just get it?
Well,
why doesn't see this as important?
Isn't just showing up.
And he won't.
He's just, maybe he's just so entrenched in that Samoan man kind of like, you don't have to grow up. As long as you provide for your family, and you just need to fuck your wife and produce babies.
Yeah.
And so he's entrenched in that. He doesn't have to grow up.
You know who he reminds me of? I hope we go home and see him because I bet they will tell him he's not grown up there as well because you know who he reminds me of? Bees. Yeah, it's like
Pork? Marcel.
He reminds me of Marcel, and that I bet he was a man-child in his hometown and a man-child here. Anyway.
Bees?
So, y'all, he plays volleyball with friends. He talks about being homesick.
Anna's honey, by the way, is delicious. And I hope she never listens to the shit that we talked about her or her moles.
Y'all, her whipped cinnamon honey, buy that shit as a gift. It is delicious.
I had some on some bread the other day, which I'm not even supposed to be eating, but it was delicious.
You know what? I'm making biscuits sometimes this week just to put on them.
Mm-hmm. You want to make my mother's biscuit recipe?
Well, that's a good recipe.
I'll never give it to you.
Yes, okay. You'll never, ever. Y'all, Poodle's
It's
that
not written
person
down.
that gives you the recipe but leaves out
It's
one
thing. That was my grandmother.
Oh.
My grandmother always left one thing out every time she gave stuff to people.
Even your own mom?
Yes. She never shared it completely. My grandmother had a really good broccoli casserole recipe, and my mother has never been able to recreate it. And it pisses her off to this day. She's like, I just know that bitch left something out. That old bitch. I'm like, that's your mother. She's like, you didn't have to grow up with her. Come at us if your mother or grandmother left something out of a recipe just to fuck with you.
Just to fuck with you.
Oh.
Or your grandfather. They cooked it.
Or your mother-in-law. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, I love this. Oh, here's the recipe. Yeah.
I made it for your son, and the cake was flat. Wonder why? Guess you
I
just
don't know why. Guess you're a failure.
We have the same oven, so it can't be your appliances.
Oh.
Carl.
Poor
Lena
Carl.
didn't know how to make that cake I make.
Well, maybe if he'd give her a fucking recipe.
It's true. Shut up, Carl.
Um.
Anyway, so long story short, he and Kalani, okay, I think axe throwing is a perfectly fine day.
Me too.
I thought it was fun.
I would
I wanna
love
go
to
do
go
it.
axe throwing.
Again, I think
I would love to go axe throwing. I think it's a great day for, let's say I got married to an older man.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's a great day to take my 70-year-old husband, once I've updated the will to.
The day you signed the will, it's a celebration.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Nothing could go wrong.
Wow. Wow.
Wasn't
Wow.
my fault. The axe just left my hand.
Wow.
Had a mind of its own.
Wow.
Oh, help me, officer. Something's happened to my husband.
Wow. Wow.
I've already prepared that speech. Oh, God.
Wow.
Anyway, I think it's a completely acceptable date.
I do too. And again,
He also says, he gives her some roses and says, these are the smell of my love. And then gives her some chocolate and says, this is the sweet of my love.
I didn't even understand what he said because I'm just like, if you're going to be on TV, make your fucking bed.
Oh,
I know. I understand.
It was ridiculous.
Y'all, some of you don't make your bed at home. That's fine.
But if you're going to be on TV, you make your bed.
But if you're going to be on, I don't care if you have 2 kids.
Yeah.
You're living with your mom and your dad. Someone can take 2 minutes to make the bed.
I don't make my bed on the daily, but if I'm having friends over,
she makes her bed.
I
make
my
often
bed.
how she finds out the sheets are stuck together and she needs to change
And
them.
then you lay down the play blanket, y'all. So
wow. No, literally,
let
y'all.
me just give you a hint, y'all.
It's a blanket that says play.
We gonna fuck.
Tell them about the play blanket.
This is a hint for everybody.
It's gonna be a long show.
So if you just decide that you want to have sex, but you don't want to get it all over your bed, don't go under the covers. Throw a blanket that you kind of just want to. That's not even that nice.
The towel you used to color your hair with.
No,
that's clean.
Yeah, but I would say just use a blanket you don't really like that well.
Okay.
That way you can get lube and jizz all over it and anything else that comes out. And then you don't have to clean your sheets. Because imagine if you had to clean your sheets every time you had sex.
You'd need 10 pairs of sheets.
My suggestion is get yourself a play blanket. Go to Harris Teeter.
You know what?
And just buy a nice sleeping bag.
I think we sell blankets as part of our merch. So go to 90daygals.com and get yourself, if you can cream it, you can dream it.
Get
Play
yourself
blanket.
a dick pig blanket.
A dick pig blanket. Perfect.
When you come in there, your paramour will know exactly what they're in for.
Literally cream it so they can dream it.
You're welcome. Play
if you
blanket.
can cream it, you can
No,
dream
we
it.
said goodbye to her. Vulva.
I hope she's never back ever.
Anyway, so they're getting some alone time.
She's like, I feel giddy, and he's like, yay.
What is that?
What is that?
He said he's 40% excited, and she said he thinks she's 40% excited and 70% not really, which is 110%. So it's perfect for 90 days.
Yeah.
Again, y'all, I'm sure he was pretty to look at.
This is, I think, something that Poodle and I are. I hate to say concerned, but we do get concerned about these people.
I'm concerned about this couple.
I'm afraid that is he being asked to do a job that is for someone of, I don't like to say normal, but like, I don't know how to phrase this without sounding offensive, but like, he just needs help. I feel like he would need help to do a traditional job.
I don't think
there's something mental there, and that's fine, but he needs support.
I don't think he's up to the task of living outside Samoa in a traditional male role.
Without some type of support.
Exactly.
Without like therapy.
I don't think he's adaptable. Let's say that.
I don't think he's going to be the breadwinner of this family.
No.
And so that's
if they have another kid, I swear to God, they are fucked.
And that breaks my heart with Kalani's dad and things like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're all understanding. It's like the kid who's dyslexic and all the family says, my kid's dumb and can't read.
No, that's not the issue.
Dyslexic.
Yeah, they're not seeing the issue for what it is.
And maybe we're missing something because we haven't seen the first season, but I don't think we are.
I don't know. From what I'm seeing now, all signs point to disaster.
You know, y'all, you can laugh at the town idiot, but shockingly, if you find that if you support the town idiot, they're probably pretty smart in their own way.
Yeah.
You just need to figure it out.
It just needs to be in a specific situation.
Yeah.
So anyway, he tells her that he's homesick, and which I kind of think this whole evening was set up to tell her that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which kind of made it even not as romantic. So he wants to go visit. She's like, you can go visit. And he's like, but I want to take all the kids. She's like, that costs money. And I feel like she's having to explain everything to him.
I mean, because he's kind of like, I want to go and take my family. She's like, that's $3,000 just to get there.
Right.
So this is like,
where are we going to stay?
This is like a $5,000 to $6,000 probably just family vacation.
And he's
where do they live
part-time. Utah.
Yeah.
He's working part-time on a part-time salary, and she's not working. So either TLC is paying for all
this,
this,
or her parents are, and I don't think her parents. They seem to rework, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're like
and on
loaded.
top of that,
They're not Chuck.
He wants them to give them gifts. He wants to bring money and gifts to all his family. She's like, we don't have any money.
Y'all,
So it's just like nothing is like. Can you hear me snapping?
yes, so I can hear you snapping. Yeah, it picks up. It's called a microphone. It picks up the snapping. Wow.
Just doing a little Fosse for you.
Wow.
That's all I had about
She
those
just
two.
says,
it's hard to watch.
We'll go. We'll save her for money. Try to go. But I'm telling you now, if I get there and you completely desert me and leave me with the boys, I'm leaving
getting
on a jet plane. Leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. That's all we know. That's all we know. That's all we know.
That's all we know.
Y'all, we have a problem. What are you looking at your scruff for?
No, I'm not. I just looked at my phone. There's a lot of messages.
Yeah, why did I just see a flash of a dick pic in a
It was
left
not.
butt cheek?
We're talking about
Y'all,
Andre and
We're just going to say
Elizabeth.
this. Andre does something to us in our innards.
I'll be honest. It's really hard to talk about him objectively.
We're trying to not just because he can kind of be an asshole.
It's really hard
But
for me to say anything against him because I want to fall down and worship him.
I mean, I just would throw my money at him.
I think we said he's like to me it's like a Marlon Brando
Yeah,
quality.
there's like this Marlon
There's like
even
this
Brad Pitt
weird
that's just like,
machismo.
I am just like
Now, and
ugh.
I know he's a complete
Ugh.
dick.
Ugh.
He's an asshole. There we are. He's an asshole.
Oh yeah.
But every time
He's
he
a
puts
brute.
together a piece of that's why I love it.
Oh,
he's
he's a
a
brute.
selfish brute. Every time he puts together a piece of furniture, I could go and masturbate in a
true.
second.
And give me the pledge wood spray, and I'll polish
What?
that wood.
Anyway, so we apologize in advance
We
for any
want to own our biases.
Yeah, we want to because we kind of have a blind spot where Andre is concerned, and it's a blind spot that's filled up with a big Moldovan dick.
You know what? If that is the truth, and if he had an OnlyFans, he would be.
I'd be the first to sign up.
The first time I ever joined OnlyFans.
Yes, I just get them for free.
The second. Second time.
Anyway, y'all, so, God, even though Andre's on this is a hard to watch thing for me, too, because I fucking hate Elizabeth's family.
Well, this is hot tea that came out. So, y'all, we haven't seen this, so we don't know about them. And Poodle said, I feel like their family was sketchy.
There was something sketchy about the family.
And then all of y'all came and told us, for those of you who don't
I'm
know.
like, yep, I'm validated.
Apparently, y'all should definitely listen
They're all criminals.
Y'all should listen to Kim and Kyle right now.
Yeah.
We should ask Kyle. He'll just tell us.
Yep.
But they apparently talk about that. Apparently, his family is all involved in real estate scams.
Like real estate scams.
Like
putting
people
things in people's names.
People paying, their renters paying rent, but them not paying the mortgage on the properties. Their family is a
They're
gross,
scammers.
gross,
They're criminals.
gross family.
And they've all had convictions. Like there's driving without a license, blah
Yes.
blah blah. You know,
All
the
of
father.
this bullshit.
The father was arrested for not paying child support.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
y'all, they all are lowlifes, to be
Yeah.
honest. And you can kind of feel that every time they're on screen. It's a little bit they don't protest too much with her family. I think she might be even though I don't love her, she might be the best one of them all.
I think she is trying to be the best in her family. I think so too.
And I'll be honest, besides Andre, I would pay money to actually have sex with him. He's an asshole, and he's trying to get as much as he can out of that turnip that's the father.
Yeah, I will say this. Y'all, mark my words, and we said this about Katie, I think, and Derek on Married at First Sight. He will cheat on her, and he will leave her.
Yeah.
He will cheat on her and leave
Well,
her.
he's got to get more...
When he's an American, he's already a citizen, isn't he?
He's a citizen. He just doesn't work. He might... You know what? He might be too traditional to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they'll get divorced, for sure.
They'll only get divorced because she can't handle him anymore.
Oh, for sure.
Because he's not going to soften.
You think traditionally he'll stay married and be married? Do you think maybe he would just cheat on her but stay
Eastern
married?
European culture is so traditional.
So do you think he would cheat on her, though, or not?
No.
You don't?
Nope.
You really are blinded by his dick.
No, I really don't think he would, because he sees marriage, this idea of marriage as a covenant. And that's it for him.
Really?
Yep.
Question.
Yeah.
Would he still fuck around with any guys, potentially, if we got him a little tipsy?
If we paid him enough money, because that's not cheating. Remember, y'all. Remember, if you're married to a man, women, if you're married to a man, it ain't cheating if gay guys pay him to fuck around.
The views expressed by Jake Anthony are not the complete views of 90 Day Gays.
This is Poodle Corner. Y'all, come on to Poodle Corner. It's fun here.
Y'all, again,
it's fun here. We drink a lot.
Hashtag home talk. Hashtag home talk. Wow.
Home talk. I like that.
I do too, Andrea. That was good. Okay, so she tells him, I wasn't happy about you announcing the wedding in front of everybody. This is where I don't think they're going to work out, because they're very defensive the way they don't listen to one another.
No,
and
they
take
don't.
in what
They
the other person
do
says
not.
at all.
They don't. You're right.
And she's like, I just have concerns. My family, they have kids. I just feel like that this was, and they both have a chip on their shoulder. They both are resentful of one another and resentful of one another's family. That is not a good dynamic. That breeds bitterness.
They talk to each other with such malice.
It's a lot of venom when they talk.
And it's hard for me to watch, because I grew up in a family, you guys, shockingly, where my mother and father talked kind of rough to one another. Mm-hmm. They fought often. Mm-hmm. And I was often around for it. Mm-hmm. These two are much worse than what I experienced, and it is a little triggering for me.
Yeah, I bet.
So,
I bet that's triggering for a lot of people, because she'll say something about, look, my family, they're, which is, she's honestly right. A month is not a long time to give family notice. They don't even have passports.
It's not. This is, in the words of Seinfeld, this is an invitation.
It is an invitation.
This is an invitation to their wedding.
But he goes off and says, well, they're so rich and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, they drive nice cars.
They can
and
go.
blah,
They
blah,
should be
blah.
able to do it.
He also then says at the end, he's like, it is what it is. You guys, if you have someone in your life who says it is what it is a lot, you need to punch them in the fucking neck.
Yeah, especially when he said, they're fine to miss their fabulous life in Florida.
But it is what it is basically saying, I'm not going to argue anymore because I know I'm right.
It's dismissing someone.
It's awful. If you say that to your partner in a dismissive way, I mean, you can say that to a friend saying, well, I guess we can just look the other way because it is what it is.
Because he does. Before he said that, he said in that testimonial, it is messed up that I brought this up on your father's birthday. So I'm kind of apologizing, but then it is what it is. So I'm not. It
is what it is. It's just not an apology.
It is what it is.
I don't know that song.
Till it's not anymore. That's a good Casey Musgrave song, actually. Good. That's a good lyric. You don't know Casey Musgraves a lot, do you? You would like her.
I'm going to just wait till you stop talking.
I'm just saying.
That's what I do a lot, y'all. I just wait till he stops talking and I can go on. So she's with her sisters. The next scene, she's with her sisters at the pool.
Okay.
So this is when...
Okay. Let me, before home talk starts, I'm just going to say this. Y'all, I actually do. We love that women breastfeed. We love that women don't breastfeed.
And you can choose not to breastfeed.
We love that women breastfeed. And we both think, I think women should be able to fucking breastfeed in the middle of the goddamn White House, wherever they want.
But this scene was like a carnival of breastfeeding.
But because it really is more of, if this was, I'm trying to think, who has a family that we really like on 90 Day Fiancé?
Erica.
Yes. If Erica had sisters and she was sitting around talking or breastfeeding, we probably would say to you, you know what? They all had their boobs out, and I loved it. This was such a family
But
experience.
these fucking bitches, they're
But
sitting
because
there in
it's
bikinis and
this
breastfeeding.
fucking horrible, horrible people family.
The shorter one's got this blunt haircut that really bothers
Do
me.
you know that somebody said in our Sister Squad, this was like an SNL sketch.
It was.
Of like what it is to be, and it's so true.
So we're going to do a reenactment of how this went.
So don't come for us and say that we're not supportive of breastfeeding.
Because we are.
Because I'm telling you now.
Because Mother Poodle, y'all, is a huge breastfeeding supporter.
I'll suck your tit right now with milk out of it if you want me to.
And
we
we're
love
fine
breastfeeding.
if you don't want to breastfeed either.
And
we're fine if women are pulling their boobs out in malls. I don't
But you
give
know
a fuck.
what? If you're horrible people, we're going to make fun
Open
of you
season.
if you're breastfeeding
but
or
it was
not.
the fact that we had a conversation about something completely unrelated that we felt the need to fucking, and it was just like shot to shot to shot. Y'all, the camera crew knew exactly what they were doing
knew exactly
here.
what they were doing.
So here we go. I'll be. Should I be all three women and you be the babies?
I think that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
What are their names?
Their names
It doesn't
are,
even matter.
It's Becky and Megan.
Of course it's
and then
Becky
the
and
second,
Megan.
the third one
Elizabeth.
is Jen, or then Elizabeth. But Jen doesn't show up until the end. She doesn't count.
All right. So, anyway, hey, Elizabeth. Oh my God, Becky, it's so good to see you.
Mom, please stop talking, Mom. Please stop talking, Mom.
You know, half of my family. So you're not going to come to our wedding? Oh, that hurts.
Mom, I don't want to go to a wedding. Just why are they talking?
Half of my family doesn't even have a passport. This is Becky. I've heard it's the scariest place on earth.
This is Becky's baby. He smokes a cigarette. I fucking hate traveling with you, Mom.
And then Jen walks in. I think this was all a plot not to get us to come.
And then in the chorus, can you all shut the fuck up? We're trying to eat, you horrible women.
And scene. The fact that this was done while they were breastfeeding their babies.
I need to see someone take this video footage and then do a version of Look Who's Talking 5. Because I need fucking Bruce Willis to narrate this shit for me.
It was just so...
Because you know these babies are judging their mothers.
It was just so unimportant. And you know...
That's it. Is
And
they were
you
trying
know-
to do something to be important.
They were.
And to make a statement.
Y'all, it has nothing to do if they breastfed their kids or if they didn't. It's the fact that they knew when they were filming this, they just decided to breastfeed their kids.
Again, it's...
It was they were breastfeeding their kids to breastfeed their kids.
It was to like, you know what it is? It's that these people who we're finding out, and you can tell already, are really judgmental and probably really not
They're
helpful.
awful. They're awful.
And probably aren't helpful.
Absolutely awful.
And probably only help themselves and not other people. Think that they're doing like a favor for other women that are really fucking doing the fight and really fighting for like women of color or women experiencing homelessness or women that are being and you know there are shelters in this country where women very recently couldn't breastfeed in a fucking battered women's shelter,
and they think they're
fighting for those type of women, and I'm like, you're not, bitch. Shut up.
I guess I just felt like
I just read them.
I felt like if we're going to breastfeed our kids, we could have a more important conversation because this
And also,
was
I
such
was
a
worried-
housewives conversation.
Yeah, you're like in the pool.
Yeah,
It's just weird.
Anyway,
Ironically, 110% as Asuelu says, different than the pool scene we saw last week.
oh,
So maybe this is a theme.
maybe. So you guys, we basically have them saying, "I don't think I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go."
That's the thing
there.
too. Is they're all like,
And then
I'm
by
not
the-
going to sacrifice granted, it's a lot to get them to go, but at the same time, Andre, as why does she always? Everybody else says she's like Andre. She says it's so
just
weird.
ridiculous.
If they really cared for their sister and it was important to them, some of them would actually try and go.
Well, it's not
But they
even
won't.
that. It's not even that. They want to get the moral high ground about it too.
Yeah.
That's why the breastfeeding. That's everything. Everything is to remind her that yes, her baby's there, but I need to show you how I'm breastfeeding my baby and I'm a good person. Everything's awful. I hate
really
these
think
women.
that I think that Elizabeth is a Cinderella sister.
Yeah.
And they are the mean stepsisters. And I think that's always been this way their whole life.
And their husbands
I empathize
are
with Elizabeth.
douchebags.
Because Elizabeth ended up marrying someone like her sisters.
Yeah, kind of. You're right.
Yeah.
So
But,
you guys,
she's got to get married and somebody's got to pay for it.
we cut to her visiting her dad Chuck while making soup. It's hard to ask your parents for money over making soup.
It is.
But it didn't stop her.
Didn't stop her. I just want one more thing. I forgot the sister said, have you looked up Moldova? It's the worst country in the world.
She did say that.
And I think it's because their family has a body buried there.
Possibly.
Anyway, yes.
I think she may
Sorry
have
to go back.
spelled
That
it
was
wrong
really fucking privileged.
and looked at Moldova. And she's like, this country doesn't even exist.
They don't even have a banana republic.
Oh, my God. How am I going to go to Burlington Coat Factory?
I looked up Restoration Hardware, and it was a real hardware store. It's gross.
So she's asking Chuck, and she's like, "We're not." He's like, "Finally, how are you gonna have the money to do all that?" Blah 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 blah. She's like, "Well, we want you to pay for it."
And he's like, I
And
knew it.
She gets emotional, and he's like, "Of course he folds."
Y'all, this is a pattern. This is we haven't even seen the other 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
But I'm sure this is what happens. She gets in a situation, and here's something that does bug me about Elizabeth. Elizabeth fucking, this is what we see the patterns of, like, well, why would somebody be with that person? She is with Andre because Andre makes her feel like a martyr, and that is her role, to be a martyr.
Dead on.
That it's poor me, my sisters pick on me, poor me, my husband. The fact that she talks so
and she wants a strong guy who is kind of emotionally abusive, kind of like her father.
But when you go to your sisters in that pool and fucking talk shit about your husband, and how shitty he
wasn't
is,
that
and
awful?
throw him under the bus and say, "Yeah, he's asking Dad to pay for it again. I knew he would."
And then she threw Andre under the bus.
And then she will throw everyone under the bus if it makes it look like she's a fucking martyr.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't love these two.
No,
they're not our favorite.
The story makes me uncomfortable. I just want to see him shirtless. Anyway,
I kind of think that's all that's there for them. I think they fuck. They have like amazing.
It's like 50 Shades of Grey.
It's like Roadhouse fucking. Remember that? Remember when you saw Roadhouse?
Rest in peace, Patrick Swayze.
But remember when you saw that and you weren't supposed to?
I was old enough. I didn't see it when I was
you're
not
10
supposed
years
to.
older than me, so I was young.
18 months. Anyway, so she gets home, you guys, and she's like, so Dad's going to pay. Here's some wine. He's like, what's the number?
I mean,
it's just awful,
it's fucking
you guys.
gross.
And I don't like either of them. Makes me angry.
And it's hard for Poodle to say that.
I know.
No, really, it's hard right now.
Because I want to give him.
Hard.
I want to give him. I want to ride that mustache like nobody's business.
Jump on it. Ride my pony. Ride, jump on it. Oh! Y'all, that was the Genuine remix with the Lone Ranger theme. I don't know if it was the
William Tell Overture.
The Thunder Puss remix. Not the Thunder Puss.
Thunder Puss remix.
Thunder Puss.
So he's like, did he give you a number? 15,000? 40,000? She's like, that's a very big number. Anyway, so.
And they're finally like, well, we'll just not talk about it. And he sips wine.
Yeah, basically it's going to be like she's going to thank me.
Yeah.
Shall I move on to Angela?
Y'all, this is going to be a long show. Get ready. Oh, we already talked about Larissa, right?
Yep. Angela. Michael.
Oh, there really wasn't that much
There's
to
not
me
a
in
ton
St.
to
John.
say here. She goes to...
There wasn't
she
a
goes
ton
to,
that happened, but emotionally a lot.
Yeah, she goes to visit her gynecologist. She's got her Angela pants on.
Dr. Pettigrew. Not as in Peter Pettigrew from Harry Potter, everybody.
Mm-hmm. She's got a much better poker face than Peter Pettigrew.
Yeah.
And so she's basically, she says, there may be something wrong. The gynecologist says you've been bleeding for 5 days. And she basically thinks your egg may be an ovarian cyst.
Which a lot of sissies said this has happened with their mothers.
Beginning of menopause.
They were older, yeah. And that they were actually concerned about this.
So anyway...
she also tells her, y'all, there's no eggs.
Yeah, and that's pretty devastating for her.
So already, Angela's dealing with that.
Yeah, this is not... I have a feeling this is going to be a really emotional season for Angela, you guys.
I think so, too.
Yeah, this is not going to be one of those we laugh with her or laugh at her. Yeah.
But it's interesting that lover or hater, again, y'all know that we do have a spot for Angela just because she's our people. And you know what it is? You know why I have a soft spot? Because a lot of people in Angela's situations where we come from, we grew up with really smart people, but they were not educated people.
Yeah.
And therefore, sometimes
they're very clever.
And they're clever, but
not
sometimes
educated.
their lack of education would be their undoing of just not knowing simple things about their health.
And I don't
decisions.
think she's been to the gynecologist in a while either.
I bet she hasn't.
Yeah.
And anyway, so yeah.
Because her uterus is enlarged, and she basically, she doesn't have an egg. Dr. Pettigrew says if you did it, the only way to get pregnant would be to do in vitro with a donor egg. And so...
But if you're having some type of abnormality...
Yeah. And you can see her face, y'all. She's like, so I can't tote a baby. And it's really hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's...
Like poor Angel, she tries to make a joke, even like when she inserts, she's like, oh, that's bigger than Michael's penis. And the doctor's kind of like, ouch.
She's like, honey, we're this serious right now.
So she thinks she has a fibroid, but they're going to have to...
An endobiopsy.
They're going to have to do a biopsy, but that's scary because, y'all, Angela still smokes.
Yeah. And her mother has a history with cancer.
We find out 5 times.
Her mother, and so we are back at the house with the mother who's, since
Glenda. I love that name.
So the mother's basically, you guys, been sick. Horrendously sick with cancer.
The whole time we've known
The whole time we've known Angela.
Whole time. It's been
sometimes mom has been in it, and sometimes she's been out of it.
And she was kind of more in it now, and I love this because I feel like we see where Angela comes from.
Oh, yeah.
Because her mother, she is a pistol.
Don't pull over, y'all.
Don't pull over. Cops coming.
Is there a cop or an ambulance?
This is a pretty slow night. Good for them.
Has been.
Hopefully they're okay. It's a quiet night for all.
So, mom is basically saying, well,
she had some
I know what's going on. You're going through menopause early.
Yep.
And she's like,
Mom, I'm 54. And her mom says,
like, 54?
I can't be that old.
Carrying a baby? I guess I am old. Anyway, I love Southern women, you guys. The only way to get through things is humor. And we find the same way. That's how I was brought up.
Same.
The only way we can get comfortable with things is humor. So if we take on like a controversial topic and you think it's going outside of bounds, we're dismantling it. That's how we grab on and we understand something.
Poodle and I will make jokes. We'll make a joke at a funeral.
Completely inappropriate. Because that's the way you climb inside a topic and you actually can understand it.
If you can laugh at it, then actually, us, you have control over it instead of it controlling you.
And you have some perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so...
Not that that's the way for everybody.
No.
It's just our way, so...
So she says, I'm going to Nigeria, Mama. And she's, what? And she's like, yeah, I do know you love him. So I'm going to give you my blessing.
But she said it doesn't matter what I do or not. She's going to go because her mother not really happy about it, and she's shocked. And then we really get this moment from Angela where she's talking to the producer, and I made both of us emotional.
I will say, Angela, you guys, is someone who does not like to show emotion because she doesn't want to be weak. And when someone, and I always tell my actors, the idea of trying not to cry or trying not to be emotional is so much more heartbreaking than crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that means you're actually going through it.
Yeah. And she doesn't know. She's leaving for 3 weeks, but y'all can see.
She doesn't know if the mom's going to be
her mother.
Mom's going to
she's
survive.
Cancer and she has pneumonia.
Ugh.
So like she could be gone in days, and she's needing to go do this with Michael, and she's going to want Skyla to go with her. So she's like,
Skyla.
And at the time when this is filmed, Scotty is in prison. I
For
think
child molestation.
Scotty's out now, but here we have this person where this is just going to be a loss for her, and it was just.
Yeah, we know. Just spoiler alert: the mom passes.
But I don't know if it's
this
in this season, but she did
the
pass
mom.
away.
The mom has passed.
I think it's probably after this film.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, it's just
that's it. This was hard to watch too because we have a soft spot for Angela.
And we've said this about Angela before. Y'all take them or leave, but this is a line of like I think in their own way inspiring strong women.
Yeah,
that've done a lot in their lives, probably without men.
And Angela is one of these women, y'all, that my mother would say, you know what? She's a high riding bitch, but she'll give you the shirt off her back.
Yeah,
she'll do anything for you. And so,
I agree with that.
Yeah, even if she's not your tribe, which is weird.
I believe
a lot
Angela
of Southern
would do
women
that.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I believe Angela would do that.
Let's move on to...
Unless you're Avery's mom, then she'll hit you. Yeah.
Let's move on to...
Y'all, they're back. Tania. We still hate a girl named Tania. And suddenly the name makes Poodle go insane again.
Well done. Anyway,
Tania.
Yeah, because your voice break. That was kind of embarrassing.
Lisa killed me.
So y'all, it's Tania. It's Tania. It's Tania and St. John. It's Tania and St. John.
Y'all,
God, when I saw that she was back, it made me furious. Because I will say, looking at that smug face and those big eyes, that punchable look on her face makes me crazy. I do have hope for this season because it's focusing less on her and more on him, it seems.
Oh, just wait.
No.
That's her gift, Poodle.
No.
She knows how to make it about her. She does look pretty, I will have to say.
It turns out...
I forgot how pretty she's a pretty woman.
Yeah, in the confessionals.
They do. They beat her. Her hair looks pretty when it's straightened and she.
You know, they're like when the confessionals for Tania, they're like, y'all, we need 3 more people. We gotta actually straighten this shit.
Well, maybe straighten. I think she's naturally pretty, but I bet the makeup artist hates her because I bet
that's what I'm saying. She's really picky.
Oh yeah, I bet she's really fucking picky. Yeah,
it's awful.
She's one of those that when I used to do makeovers at Sephora, she would say, "So," and gets real close to the mirror. Does it look like this eyeliner is just a little uneven than that other eyeliner right over there?
And you would go, bitch, I'm on lunch.
And I'd be like, does it look like this eyeliner could stab you in the eye?
So, y'all, they're ice skating.
They've been married for 4 months.
Ugh.
And, y'all, I'm glad she's okay, but she was in a bad car wreck.
A really bad car accident.
And hurt her foot. She has like a pin in it. Like she's on a fucking boot.
So he's doing, he's had to do everything for her during this time. I was feeling which is par for the course.
From how? I mean, later on, there's a water bottle that's too cold and she needs him to open it. So calm the fuck on.
That was classic Tania.
Tania.
Oh,
classic Tania.
When Tania does something, when Tania does something so classic Tania, there's a part of me that constricts in my stomach. And I have to double over, unfortunately.
I don't blame you.
That water bottle moment was one of those.
I don't blame you.
That made me want to throw my television out the window.
I get it.
Oh, I hate her. Y'all, really, there are very few people who inspire such hate in me. I don't know why. She turns it on to me, though. I don't get it.
Basically, every cast member from before the 90 Days made you feel that way.
No.
So, okay.
No
this
one.
Is the game.
Okay. Let's play a game.
Who do you hate more? Yolanda, Tania.
Tania.
Who do you hate more? Tom, Tania.
Tania.
Who do you hate more? Big Ed, Tania.
They're not in the same universe of wrongs.
I'm asking you the question. Who do you hate more? Big Ed, Tania.
Can I go for personality? or deeds? That should be a thing. I hate Tania more for personality.
Really?
For deeds, Big Ed.
Okay.
Big Ed's done way too much shit that's been terrible. And Tom kind of too. But like Tania has this special form of girls I went to college with.
David, Tania.
Ooh, that's tough. Because I hated David.
Because he's a sex tourist.
Wow. I say David.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really hated David.
I did too. When I look back, I would much rather take Tania than David.
I think Tania would tell David the fuck off.
Oh, Tania, that maybe I would like to see that. Tania would stand up for all women everywhere because that's what she does.
The problem with this most recent season of Before the 90 Days.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
As far as this season 7 of that what Tania was on, is that everyone kind of had problems, but no one was just a vapid piece of garbage like we had on the most recent season of Before the 90 Days.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's
Big Ed and
also too Tania
and Ash and
Tania
David,
and
y'all.
Tania and St. John love each other.
I think so.
I think that she loves him. Now he's not her soulmate.
Which they bring up again.
They went through all of that.
I swear to God, that was the hardest thing to watch.
That was really hard.
When you had to watch her saying, "Well, he's not really my soulmate," and his face looking at and you saw St. John flash through everything he'd done for her.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Like a Rolodex. They still have those, don't they?
Yeah, they do. So anyway, they're also still at square one with the kid discussion.
Yeah, they're still talking about him, but she doesn't want. She's like, I want to have children with or without you, which is not something you say to your husband.
You don't.
Just checking in for that.
But we do see that you're right. This is about St. John, and not only is it a lot about St. John, we're kind of seeing the cracks in St. John, I think, starting to.
I agree.
And that St. John he's saying he wants somewhere warmer, but because she hurt her foot and their health insurance, they have to stay in Connecticut.
Yep.
And this is something that I thought was surprising that St. John kept saying over and over. He said, I just don't want to be trapped in Connecticut.
Yeah, he keeps saying trapped in Connecticut.
And I'm like, huh.
Yeah, he's like a trapped animal.
Don't think that's a red flag.
This is to stand up for him.
Flag.
She has trapped him. First, she trapped him into the she shed when she went to fucking Costa Rica.
Actually, I'm going to say yes. However, he had 90 days to turn back around and say, I'm going back home.
I agree with that.
And now that now when someone commits to marry someone who is not pregnant with a child of their own free will, you can't be trapped anymore.
She kind of Evelyn'd him, though.
She did, yeah.
She kind of Evelyn'd him to Corey.
Yeah.
And that she tested him to see if he could be there with Skexy Mom.
Yeah.
Who's like, don't drink my Jack, St. John.
That's true. I do think I hate Evelyn more than Tania, actually.
Really?
Yeah, but I really don't like Evelyn.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with Evelyn.
Yeah.
I I understand Evelyn. Tania, I understand, but I still hate that. I get who she is because I went to school with her.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
I know that person.
Yeah.
I know a Tania, y'all. You know, all of us know Tania.
Oh, we
all
do.
of us know a Tania.
Oh, yeah.
You know who is a Tania? The person you went to at the wedding, the infamous wedding, who gave you a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a Tania.
That's a Tania.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, y'all, so they're getting an apartment.
Yeah, it's a nice apartment. I don't know how they're going to afford this.
Missy's smoking a cig and driving the U-Haul. Well, kids, we're getting you picked.
How you afford house? That's a skexy sound.
And y'all, she's just happy to get her fucking she-shed back.
Yep.
That's what she's happy about.
I got my jack.
Yep. Yeah, they won't touch.
Singe,
don't touch my whiskey.
Don't touch my jack.
Don't touch my jack. She's like, I'm happy they're moving forward, but I'm concerned that neither of them have jobs.
Yeah, so is the sister, whose name is Tiana. Remember? Tania and Tiana, or as her Christian name is Tanya. Oh, that was really hard to say.
Oh, we should say
Tanya.
that for these new people that are new to
Her name is Tanya.
Her name is
we
Tanya.
call her Tania.
Because her name is spelled
Tania.
Tania. The same way that we don't call Brittany, her name is Brittany. Which, by the way, we already have people blowing up about what happened on Smother tonight. We haven't even watched it yet. I'm excited.
I have two sides. I'm a princess and I'm a bitch.
Hawk mad. Brittany angry.
She destroyed.
Destiny, you hurt my mother.
Brittany, it's Frank talking. I'd like you to take your hands off my person.
Oh, Brittany, is that a poopsie when you get angry? They just fall out? You just lost some pounds, Brittany.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, Brittany.
Brittany, I need to go to the bathroom to masturbate.
That's good. No, don't say that in front of her. Don't say that. Y'all,
I really do enjoy doing Frank and Brittany.
We're just going to say this real quick. If you're not watching Smothered, y'all.
You're missing out.
We're just going to say this real quick. Mary thinks that her husband, Frank, cheated on her because he got drunk at his bachelor party.
And had a stripper do a private dance for him. No sex
No
transpired.
sex.
He
Just
puked on the floor.
Puked on the floor.
I promptly vomited.
And he took a cab ride
I took a cab home.
And then when he got home,
then I turned on my computer.
He opened up his AOL, and then
masturbated.
He masturbated. And that's it. But to Mary,
I dingled my dongle, as it were,
in front of a laptop, and Mary says,
he cheated.
In the Bible, it says, any lust for a woman, he cheated on me.
If y'all
I
think
just
that's
want you to
cheating,
take that in.
come at us because we need to talk. We need to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm telling you now, that's not cheating.
Anyway, let's get back to Tania.
Anyway, Tania. So, okay. So, yes, this is when they're in the apartment and the water bottle's too cold for her to open.
She's like, can you open it? It's too cold. Here.
Cindy's just kind
Here.
of like, fuck me.
It's just so cold.
I'm like,
It's so cold.
just open the fucking water bottle, Tania. Use your T-shirt.
Oh,
like,
it's
that's what
just-
people do.
Y'all, that's just the tip of the iceberg to what Tania is.
She just...
Everything is like, I can't do this. I don't want to engage.
Which
Please
makes
do this
sense,
for me.
Makes sense when you meet Missy because, I think Missy's a good mom, but she's not, I don't see her as a loving, doting mom, and Tania needs that.
But at the same time, if you opened the door for Tania or you said something like, I just want to treat you like a man would want to treat a woman. She's like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
Who do you think
How
I
dare
am?
you? Because that's her other part of her mother.
Right.
That's who our mother is.
Right.
But not who she wanted her mother to be.
She wants to choose
Because her dad's-
exactly
we don't know where
how
dad is.
her partner wants to behave at all times.
Yeah. And often, y'all, that happens a lot. People end up with someone that could be good for them, but because
She's so awful.
because of their trauma, they keep enacting what they're used to and not what they actually need or want.
We find out, you guys, that Sinjin he wants to do bartending. He also wants to do some Hollywood auditions, and he wants to go sing opera.
He also needs to cut his hair because when his hair is short, he's hotter.
so hot.
He has pretty long hair. I would still have sex with him, and I know Kim from Cray Cray right now is creaming her pants.
Yeah, she loves that long hair.
But that short hair St. John, he can get it.
Anyway, so turns out that St. John was, when he was a bartender, would drink,
and
which
destroy furniture.
In other countries, and when I've been places like Hawaii and other bartenders, it's really common for bartenders to get drunk and do that with their customers. Very common.
I have a question for our South African sissies, because that's where he's from, and we've talked about Ronald.
Big drinking culture.
The day after, I think we think and we know that, but we haven't lived there. So, like somebody either in the sissy squad or
I went out with a South African guy. That was what I was told too.
You really fucked everyone from every country.
I'll show you that map in my bedroom.
It's a slut world after all. It's a slut world after all. It's a slut world after all. It's a slut. He fucked in Paris and in London too. Went down in Uganda and Cairo. Woo! He got dick in the ass in Ukraine. He didn't pass. He's a slut after all.
All right, no more. It's true. I have been around.
So anyway, they talk about
those dolls just pass me around, y'all.
Pass them around. Whee! So we find out that not only Tania says, normally Tania brings up, because at first she started in now he's going to be a bartending job and I'm worried about him drinking. I'm like, Tania.
Yeah, it's very
shut
Tania.
the fuck up.
But
well, hold on. I just want to say, she's bitched that he hasn't worked to get a job, and then he finally gets a job, and now she's bitching about it, and then we find out he's drinking a beer at 10 a.m.
And we saw that on last season, but I thought he was just so desperate. But we didn't think that was when he was with Tania.
So he might have a drinking problem.
He might have a problem with alcohol.
And y'all,
and Tania's like, I drink a lot,
which ironically,
so I know.
I know some people that are sober now that are still bartenders.
Yeah,
and actually, for them, seeing people kind of drink their life away actually helps them keep them sober. I don't think St. John is that type. I think he's going to join in the revelry.
No, I think he probably needs some. If he doesn't get help with a problem, he just needs a lot of perspective.
Yeah, and we don't know if he's an alcoholic yet.
We have no idea.
We have no idea. But I hope he is not.
Yeah.
Because, boy, if you think Tiffany doesn't let go of the fact that her beloveds...
Boy,
Tania is never...
Tania will go to every meeting with him and will never, ever let him do anything.
And if she will, oh, God.
Because she'll need to be right every time.
Yep. Yeah. St. John says no. He said, there's a lot more on the line for me.
Also, if St. John gets on the wagon, it's doubtful that I'll ever be able to seduce him.
Or maybe you could.
No, I'm saying I need to ply him with a little alcohol.
Oh, if he gets sober. Oh, if he's sober, you're fucked.
I know.
But you give him a couple of vodka tonics, he'd make out with you.
I don't want to break his sobriety, though.
Have you ever broken anybody's sobriety before?
No.
And on that note,
I don't think I have.
That's the show, y'all. This was a long show, and as you know, we always do the other way. We're doing sissy shout-outs on that show anyway. Y'all, we appreciate you so much. If you're interested in more, you can go to 90daygays.com. We are, oh, fuck. I got to do cameos. Come at us on Cameo, y'all. All the show notes are in the show notes. What were you going to say? All the show notes are in the show notes.
Are in the show notes.
I'm tired.
Y'all, come at us on Cameo. I'm at Jake It or Fake It, and she's at the Matt Marr, right?
2 T's, 2 R's. You can do that. And then, y'all, we do have our merch.
I still say, who doesn't know Matt is with 2 T's?
Well, I just say it because it's 2 R's. It's cute, you know?
No, it's not.
I like it, and people have commented they think it's nice. So
I want to see those comments.
Why don't you take that vodka and shove it up your ass? Clean something. Anyway, y'all, we have got our merch at 90daygays.com. Just go to our merch store. You can find our
We are going to have those Pride merch shirts up soon.
Did you email him back
Yes.
yet? Oh, good.
Yeah.
So we're going to have Pride. It'll be a little late. But
I had a problem with the font, y'all.
Poodle's been working it out.
He sent it to me. I was like, no.
So
He did send it to me late, though, so...
We're getting those 90 Day shirts to you as well.
You can't speak.
We're
We're tired.
Speak tonight. Thank you again for 2,000 reviews. Keep them coming.
Keep going, Queens.
And keep going, Queens. And y'all, remember, we call these people lonely hearts because, Poodle, aren't we all just lonely hearts driving with the U-Haul with our mothers looking for love?
Yes. And if you decide to have a conversation about money while you're breastfeeding in a public pool, and your babies just comment back whenever you talk, call us.